Ian Gary versus Shavkat was a lot closer than we expected it to be. I predicted a submission in the early rounds for Shavkat, but the fight went the distance and he still was the better man. The narrative going into the fight was that Shavkat was the better grappler and Ian Gary the better striker. Yet we saw Shavkat having success in the early rounds with the overhand right and the thudding punches in general. What Ian Gary would do is land low kicks, low teeps, a high kick, but it would land on Shavkat's arms, which still would do some damage. Every now and then he would throw a body shot, and Shavkat landed one or two body shots himself. I believe the right man won the fight. Shavkat won rounds 1, 2, and 4, in my opinion. 3 and 5, I think, were obvious wins for Ian Gary. He just did more. Shavkat seemed to have less volume but more efficiency. He would land the more thudding punches. So I believe the decision was right. Another thing I took from the fight is that Shavkat may have some holes in his game. Don't get me wrong, he's a near perfect fighter, but no fighter can be 100% perfect. His wrestling seems to be his only hole, and he's already pretty good at that, but if there's just one thing I've noticed is that he doesn't manage to get takedowns as easily as he should. Going up against Jeff Neal, he couldn't take down Jeff Neal even once. Wonder Boy, he managed to take him down in the second round after 2 failed attempts in the first. For Ian Gary, he could only take him down in the fourth round. The first 3 rounds, when they were in the clinch positions, he tried to take down Ian, but Ian is just too good, or too long perhaps. I guess it's harder to take down people in the clinch when they're significantly taller than you, or taller than you even to a small extent. So I think that's an area where he could work on, or maybe he just naturally isn't that gifted at it because of his background. People like Islam, Khabib, and Khamzat come from a wrestling background, whereas someone like Shavkat, I don't think it's wrestling. I believe it's either sambo, judo, just not pure wrestling. And Ian Gary has shown some serious improvements in his jiu-jitsu and grappling overall. In his fight with the MVP, he wasn't looking too good on the feet, but managed to take down MVP multiple times and threaten a submission. In his fight with Shavkat, he got Shavkat in a rear naked choke, and it was really tight, but Shavkat, being the superior grappler, managed to get out of it. So there are 2 narrative shifts for each fighter that I got out of that fight. Number 1, for Ian Gary, it's that his grappling is a lot better than we expected it to be. For Shavkat, his striking is a lot better than we expected it to be. Do you think this makes Shavkat a worthy contender for the belt? Who do you think is going to win the fight between him and Bilal? Let me know in the comments.